struck a note. I was feeling out of tune, but these vibrations of hope. Don't need no auto-tune, want you to hear me if I choke. And if a king can't breathe, I'm probably coughing up a quote. Classic, blasted, got this young bitch stoked. She like, slow down, if I had her panties pulled down on some shit, a nigga wrote down like, whoa. Feel like I've been here before, about 3 years ago. Black chick, white chick, feeling like, go, which way did my height go? Feel like it hit the nitro, I was boosted, now I need a booster seat to see the light show. There's levels, got the spirit of God, but you mingle with devils. That's not your face on the cards, you jokers just gestures. My middle finger up, and that's the meanest suggestions. My other finger up, two sides of the gesture. Father, it's time for my confession. Your son's trying to stay humble, but it's hard without his blessing. Sleep keep on coming, but them Z's I can't catch. I hope you hear my play, the beginning of my last letter. Won't stop before forever.
Alrighty, everybody can hear me loud and clear. Y'all quiet, y'all can't hear. Let's make sure y'all can hear. All right, y'all can hear me loud and clear up in here now.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I'm just jamming over on YouTube.
All right, just making sure y'all can hear me up in here, man. We about to get started here in a few minutes. As always, welcome to In God We Trust Academy podcast, and today is Work Sessions Season 5 day. So thank you to every last one of you for your participation on all social media platforms, and welcome to Work Sessions. We got about 2 more minutes, and then we're going to be getting ready to get started.
Nothing can stop it. Haters ain't watching. I'm from the ghetto, where we had to heavy metal. Yeah, and nothing concerns me. I'm on my journey. I'm from the ghetto. Yeah, where we had to heavy metal. I can see you from afar, enemy lurking. Can't stop my purpose. I'm from the ghetto, where we had to heavy metal. Yeah.
My heart is like a murder scene. Yellow tape around the hate and I can't let you in. Tunnel vision, try to see it like at the end. I know they hope that I win, yeah. But I'm praying on my knees so I see better days. Hope he break me out my shell, I'm trying to spread my wings. Trying to fly away, do better things. I remember all them days they told me that I can't, yeah. Ain't nobody more important me than me. She said she feeling me, but right now I'm just trying to eat. Right now I'm just focused on that chicken. My nigga hit me up, he told me Melly stand on business, yeah. My nigga hit me up, he told me Melly stand on business.
I'm on my journey, nothing can hurt me. I'm from the ghetto, where we had to heavy metal. Yeah, nothing can stop it. Haters ain't watching. I'm from the ghetto, where we had to heavy metal. Yeah, nothing concerns me. I'm on my journey. I'm from the ghetto, yeah, where we had so heavy metal. I can see you from afar, enemy lurking. Can't stop my purpose. I'm from the ghetto, where we had so heavy metal, yeah. Coming from the 407, riding on the highway to heaven. Ooh, you better watch out. We shut them down, open up shop. Ooh, yeah.
How y'all feeling out there today?
We feeling blessed.
That's what's up, man. Yo, that's what's up, man.
My break was just great, my brother.
I've been in pain all day, but still be excited to do this, right?
Man, we praying for you, man, for healing. You feel me?
Man, hey, it's gonna happen, bro. It's one of them things. If I know what I know today, I wouldn't play football, bro. It's just one of them things, you know.
Or you need a salt bath then.
Man, more than that, I don't know, man. This, like I say, it just comes from playing sports, yo, and knocking this body up against somebody else's. Like just at full speed, you know what I mean? And it's just, it can cause an impact on your life, you know, whether you now, down the road, whatever, but it eventually, you know, and it comes from being, you know, having to be active and everything else as well. Because I tell people all the time, just because you go work out, don't literally mean that you use every muscle in your body like you used to. I could put you on a certain type of activity, and I could, when you get wake up, you can still be sore because certain muscles have been dormant. So, and you
You
know,
got some avocados at the house,
man, we got a little bit of this, a little bit of that, but
so you can cut up the pit of the avocado and soak that in some rubbing alcohol for a couple hours, and that's a pain relief. Like, and that it works on contact.
that's what's up. That's dope. That's dope. Y'all ready to get started?
Let's go.
Wet ass on down.
I'm ready to get started too, man. So we're
Ready?
gonna hit this record button and we're gonna jump this off for the day. Today we are speaking on child support fraud and child support unconstitutional procedures. And I'm doing this because, well, let me say this first. Welcome everybody to In God We Trust Academy Work Session Season 5, presented to you by myself, Eric Ingram Bay, and hosted by the Eric Ingram Bay Living Trust. We give thanks for each and every last one of you, as always, for your participation, as you could be doing anything else, but you chose to vibe with us today. So, yeah, just know it does not go unnoticed. We see you. And we always feel you guys' presence with your testimonies and everything like that as well. So, and give thanks to the Almighty, the Creator, just for everything. You know, it's not even a amount of words to even say everything or to describe everything and how great has God has been for us. You know what I'm saying? So it's been real great. And you know, I just keep giving, you know. Keep giving, keep going. And that's what we have to do. So I always give thanks. Everything that you guys hear from this point on is going to be for educational and religious purposes only. So anybody seeking any form of legal advice, please do seek a legal advisor, as it is my religious duty to speak my religious truth and experiences with you guys here today. So let me tell you why I did this. Because right when Trump, I think, 3 days before he got into office, the whole child support thing got spreading around. It was like, yeah, if you pay for the child support, you can't file claims and stuff like that. Man. And you know, I'm like, okay, it's a little break for the good people out there. And turned around and it had like all these other stipulations. And, you know, based upon what has to happen, et cetera. And somebody, you know, I seen a few people make a post like, well, that excludes about 80 to 90% of the men. I said, oh, okay. So y'all want to play that game. Say less. So, fellas, this is for you tonight. Okay?
Showed up, you're right.
They want to play. Now, women, if you are, you know, it's a smaller percentage, but fellas, this is for you tonight. Okay? I want you to know you gonna win. But there's something that you gotta do first. You gotta go within. And you gotta understand who you are. And you gotta understand the law, right? You have to know your rights. You have to understand due process. And that is what is going to fully protect you, you know? That's what it's going to do to fully protect you. Somebody said it was fake though. Hey, well, even if it was fake, they shouldn't even gave that type of response. So fellas, This is for you. Okay? You need to learn something. And I'm talking to the ones that's out there just like, because I know so many bust their ass every day. And I do one of these every season because there's always new people, there's always stuff. People still fight it, whatever the case may be. But you got to understand something though, how all of this works. But before we jump into that, y'all know the first thing that's coming up today is testimony. So, do we got some testimonies? Anybody with a testimony? Raise your hand and give a testimony. Family vibes, what's up?
How you doing? How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. What about yourself?
Man, I'm blessed. Man, I was waiting to get on here and give a little testimony. Well, a big testimony to me.
I know that's
Uh,
real.
man. So, I'm dealing with the child support stuff. So
Yeah.
I was working on my motion to the court. And so I get on there to e-file it. Oh man, I'm talking about, boy, it feel like you mental retarded when you get on there, boy. They take you through so much stuff. But I man, for real. So I remember that I already put something in there on the motion uh what was it? A motion to default to cancel to dismiss for default judgment from the beginning. And so I just used my same code or whatever. But so I filed this motion. And I was thinking it was gonna take like 2-3 days, you know what I'm saying, get back. It came back the same day, you know what I'm saying? So they filed it in the court. So they still ain't told me nothing for another court date. So I got court coming up on the 4th February. So to me, that was a testimony for them to even file it on the record, you know what I'm saying, to file and accept my motion.
Right. Absolutely.
And yeah, and I was just wanted to say gratitude to you, because if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't even went that route or even tried to learn about any type of process, procedures, any type of ruling, like you were saying about the challenging at the beginning and due process and just lack of jurisdiction, everything. So I'm like, man, I went back and studied all the videos I got from you, because I took the child support course too, but it still wasn't clicking. You know what I'm saying? And now that it's clicking and it's clicking and it's clicking, then you pop on with this. So I'm like, man, God, he always on time.
Oh yeah.
So I just want to say thank you, man. And man, gratitude. Thanks for everything you're doing. I'm praying for your healing, man. And you built for it tough, so I already know you're gonna bounce back.
Oh yeah, man. We're gonna bounce back, man. Just one of those things. I need Mr. Grimes. I wish Mr. Grimes was here. I know he could take care of me, man. That's my chiropractor there. So you out here, Mr. Grimes? We need you, man.
He might be at work with it plugs in his ear. Not sure.
Yeah. Well, we always appreciate Mr. Grimes. So, anybody else with a testimony? And congratulations to you, brother, as well. I mean, I always say this, man. We didn't know this stuff. Nobody taught us. So, just what we had to do. We had to get it out the mud. Best way we can. You feel what I'm saying? And that's what makes this more exciting. I feel you. I mean, when they accept the motion, when they accept your informal papers or whatever the case you put in, like, you got to realize that this is what they get paid for. And then, like, I'm going to tell y'all something. Man, I remember having a car accident. That one was my fault, though. I've never been in one where it was my fault. But, bro, I got smoked. I was sitting there waiting on the left turn, and somebody did about 70 into the back of me. And then, shoot, I had one of them cookies out the bowl on me, and finna go make one of them plays. And man, you talking about somebody sweating, boy. Listen, I ain't even had the time to think about if I was hurt. Well, I'm trying to find this cookie in this car, because we can't get caught with this. So yeah, Man, listen. So I jumped up out that car so fast, man. Boy, I seen somebody. That's how I know God be working, boy. And I ain't saying what I was doing, but still, it was in my favor. But the individual was there, man, and pulled up on me, man. I said, "Hey, man, listen, I got this on me here." Gave it to him. Listen, I went laid in the street. Hey, I went laid straight in the street, straight out of that, stretched out, boy. I'm talking about, they were like, he was moving. I said, that was adrenaline. So, hey,
For real.
I'm laying out, stretched out in the streets, bro. So I said, you know what? This time I'm carrying this insurance thing all the way through. I'm going to all the doctor's appointments, everything, and I did. But bro, when it came to the lawyer, and this dude charged me. They charged me for a research fee. Bro, they just got on the phone and called the other insurance, bro, and charged me for that. They charged me for a document that he printed off the internet and made it his and signed. Bro, when I realized how much money I paid, I said, ain't no way y'all gonna get me like that again. What else y'all do like this? Then I started seeing how they do their deeds and stuff like that. Bro, they just be printing off little documents off the internet. And it's really a contract and it states just enough. And it's like, bro, I never pay them to do that. And that's the part that now a lot of these recorders think that only lawyers can file stuff. And that's just like them saying only them are the ones that's, intelligent enough to do so or whatever. But you know how it go. But I just wanted to share that story with y'all though. That's why I'm saying, bro, like it's good. It's good that we doing this by ourselves and that we learn this for ourselves. So as always, any step that you taking, because like I said, you ain't go to school for this, and I know you ain't think about, man, ever filing nothing in no courtroom, because we ain't trying to see it in no shape, form, or fashion. So, that's just what it was. That's what it is. So, always congratulations every step, bro, for real. All right, Tanisha.
Gratitude, gratitude. Hope you're doing all right, Eric. Just quick little update again on this mortgage case. We ain't even gonna call it a foreclosure case. But I had the last time we spoke, I hit them with a couple motions. I did a motion to reconsider. There was a motion to compel them to, I think, produce the original notice. I mean, I can't remember right now. A motion for a declaratory judgment, a motion for, there were two more. It was about five in total, basically. And I actually thought that I had filed it late. So I had also done a motion for consideration of extension of time or whatever, just reading the different laws in my state. But anyway, the judge, when I go into the case now, it has on there that they are considering it as a motion to correct the error. So it was filed timely. So there was no extension for that. But that's just where it's sitting at, that the judge is right now considering it. And that's where it's at.
Well, congratulations on that, and keep going. Stay diligent, and always assert your rights and make sure everything on the record, like you're
Yes,
doing.
sir. Sir. Thank you. Thank you.
Absolutely, Dr. G.
I don't have a testimony, but you can hit me back after class so I can assist you.
Okay, I got you.
All right.
I appreciate
All right.
you. All right, all righty. So let's see who else did we had. Fox, you on here?
I am. How y'all doing tonight?
Pretty good, pretty good. How about yourself?
I'm wonderful. So I have a unique court case, being that I have I had a trucking company and I caught COVID while I was driving for my corporation, and my policy included disease on there. So
Damn.
I right, it was very good policy.
Right.
So yeah, man. So I actually am suing myself. And what happened is the attorney for my individual woman self um, got kind of upset because I called the attorney for the corporation as representative of the corporation. And the attorney for the corporation told me he don't think that he can speak to me because I'm suing him or suing the insurance company. And I informed him that I am not calling as the woman, an individual. I am calling as representative of the corporation person. And he did not like that one bit. And he said, I don't think I can talk to you. I say, that's okay. I know for a fact I can talk to you as representative of the corporation. And they didn't like it. Man, that attorney hung up, called my individual attorney, and tried to get my individual attorney to bully me into not calling him. So there was a motion today that he had filed on the 3rd of this month, um, to represent himself as the representative of the corporation. But after I talked to him on yesterday to let him know that it's unethical for him to do that without even sending the corporation paperwork on the case or informing the corporation on the case, he withdrew the motion in court today to be representative of the corporation because he knew he could technically get reported to the bar association for doing that because he didn't file. I mean, I didn't. Well, me, the representative of the corporation, don't have a signed consent for him to represent the corporation even. So he shouldn't be filing anything on behalf of the corporation without consulting me as the representative for the corporation. So I had a really big win today, and I plan on settling out of court uh, between my corporation and myself, and neither attorney likes the fact that I'm doing that, but they don't have a choice in the matter. So thank you for teaching me or us about the individual self versus the representative of the corporation self and all of that, because it really is very lawful to play, to wear both hats in my case,
Right.
because I'm considered an individual on the one side and a representative of the corporation, which is a person in law. So thank you.
Yeah, and they finna have to use that policy.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm going for the max on the policy, and they don't like that. But neither one of them can tell me that I can't. Because if I'm negotiating with myself, guess who gonna win? Myself.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you.
Creditor and the debtor at the same time.
Same time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is hilarious, y'all. It is, but I'm enjoying it. Thank you for the knowledge.
All love. I know exactly what you're doing, and that can be done. Hmm. So, man, look what you can do when you know what not when you know knowledge, right? When you have the knowledge and wisdom to operate.
Yes.
Always amazing. Well, I had someone hit me up today. They end up getting about almost 70,000 from the IRS. About, but the thing is, though, see, everybody always asks me how long, and I know this has been what. Well, we can basically say a year, and it's not for this year that they filed for. So it's for last year. So yeah, and the thing was, they had to do a readjustment, so they end up owing them 17,000 more, based upon lawful money principles, etc. So I thought that was pretty dope. Thought that was pretty dope. I don't think they heard what we said. Just wait though. The ultimate consumer class.
Oh no, we heard.
Yeah, the ultimate consumer class. Just wait till the testimonies start rolling from that, because it's about to happen too, and it's gonna be a lot. I tell y'all this all the time because I know when we write, we write. If we wrong, I'll say, hey, we got to go back to the drawing board. But I'm not gonna bring you nothing that we wrong in. Because I know that we right. Time travelers, you got your hand up?
Yeah, peace, E. Hey, you doing the questions and answer this week or next week?
Oh, I don't know yet. I have to see how it goes. It'll probably be next week though, because I got a lot going on this weekend.
Okay.
Well, I don't know. Time is coming fast. It's a lot. February is gonna be. It's up February too. So on my birthday, all y'all better be in here. We're gonna party. We're gonna talk about a lot. We're gonna party. We're gonna have a good time. Special giveaways.
Let's do
Aquarius
it.
game. Aquarius game.
We're gonna have some giveaways and all kind of good stuff going on. So that's what happened on my birthday. You know what I'm saying? We gonna make sure people win some good prizes and stuff like that. So if y'all don't know, my birthday is on the 4th. All right. Now y'all know. So on my birthday, I like to do a fund of giving. So you got mine. Then my wife's birthday is the 9th. Then our anniversary after that. Then anytime now, the baby's about to be born. So that's another birthday. Then we got my youngest baby. Now, her birthday. So we got some birthdays. We got a lot of stuff going on this month. So I'm gonna be celebrating on here a lot. This the whole month of February. So y'all welcome to the celebrations now. Welcome to the celebrations.
Congratulations.
Yeah, it's about that time, man. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see how this plays out. It's like crunch time right now. For those that don't know, it's crunch time. But don't y'all worry though. We're still gonna find ways to interact and do what we do as well. So do know that. So you don't got to worry about us not having the interactions and stuff. We will have that. All right. So y'all ready, man? Is y'all ready? Is y'all ready for the day?
You ready?
Let's
Come
go.
on with it, yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Alrighty, man. Let's do this.
Oh, yeah.
Hope y'all ready. Cause I've been swerving on the corner. Woo, woo. Oh man, every time I hear that song, I can't do nothing but laugh, boy. Swerving up on that corner. All right, so let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Now, the only way you're going to understand how this is unlawful is that you first have to understand the whole entire system. And that means like what is considered to be protected in or infringing upon your rights, etc. Right? And this is what you gotta know. Like first and foremost, you didn't take an oath to the Constitution. Okay? Unless you joined the armed forces or something of that nature. They took an oath. And this oath was taken, okay, by them to keep from infringing upon your rights. So when we say constitutional rights, really the truth is the Constitution don't give you rights. Your rights was already given to you. God gave you all your rights. These are just to protect, okay, to keep them from infringing upon your rights. So this is the boundaries, right? So once you understand that part, then it makes it a whole lot clearer. So now, know who you are when it comes to all of this. Okay, so when it comes to Title 4D, right, it's a section of the Social Security Act. Now think about this. excuse me, how is something from the Social Security Act involved in this procedure? Like, and then now I want you to go back and think about what I have taught you or shown you. Say it like that, you taught yourself. But what I have shown you when it comes to the whole Social Security. See, social means the general public. Anytime we see security, it means the protection, assurance. It means to indemnify. Think of those three key words right there. So this is the Social Protection Act. This is the Social Assurance Act. This is the Social Indemnity Act, right? How does that sound in your ears? Then security. See, all of those things sound like insurance things that you hear, right? Things that involve policies and stuff like that. Who's protected?
The
Right?
holder.
The public.
So now, all of this was created for the public because, again, any debt that's placed in the public has to be dissolved immediately. We can never leave any debts. And that is the main thing. So all obligations of a person has to be performed. That means all duties must be performed. And that means even the obligation of performing the what? The Constitution, which they took an oath to, right? That's part of a financial security because every obligation of a person within any form of contract is considered a financial asset. Do everybody understand that?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Yep.
Yes,
True.
All right. So it says that this section of the Social Security Act, 42 USC 651, and the sequence, right, that establishes a federal-state partnership to enforce child support obligation. The program incentivizes that states to collect support by offering federal funds. Listen, offering federal funds based on performance metrics such as the amount collected. Okay. Now, we all know people, right?
Right.
Now, when I read that, what's the first thing you heard? Just be honest. What you hear?
Slavery.
No, listen.
Right.
No, listen.
Offer.
Be honest with yourself.
Give.
Listen, you heard money.
Government funded.
You heard money. That's what you heard. You heard dollar bills. Think about it. It's to collect child support by offering federal funds based on performance metrics such as the amount collected. So with that being said, does that, like, think about it. Somebody just told you can make some money.
Yeah.
Right.
Make money by taking it.
Think about that. They just said, hey, under Title 4D and the child support and in your collection and in your performance, you can be funded by the federal government. You can do what? We can make some money? So you mean to tell me every child support case that we take on, we can make money? Oh yeah, everybody getting child support coming up in here. We don't care who they is. They getting child support. Y'all feel what I'm saying?
Sound about right.
I'm just telling you how people are. Come on, think about it. You heard money. You know this is a job. If you can ensure that child support, and then not only that, then there's contempt of court that happens after that. But I taught y'all something about that. Contempt means that what? They have to prove that the willful intent not to pay, not the fact that you didn't have the ability to pay. See, they can't put you in jail for not having the ability to pay. So anytime they try to lock you up for child support and you know you behind because you don't have the ability to pay, then that's what you need to make a motion in your defense of to say. So it cannot be contempt of court because now they got to prove willful intent. Do y'all understand that?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
There's a
Yeah.
difference. It's contempt in court because you said I'm not paying. Not, oh, I'm not working right now. I don't have the funds. I don't have the ability to pay. And the Constitution says that an individual cannot be in prison for debt. So you can't lock me up because I don't have the ability to pay. Right?
Correct.
Right.
So
Yeah.
even though we talk about child support, this is you guys understanding your rights and how to be effective with them. Okay? So how does Title 4D works? Establishment of obligations. Bam. So obligations of any parties automatically means what, guys?
Natural asset.
There we go. So
Financial
that
asset.
immediately placed us in a financial realm, right? In a commercial realm. So courts or administrative agency establish child support orders. All right. Orders are often based on income and custody arrangements. Income and custody arrangements. All right. Now, it's based on your income. Income means what again?
Buddy.
Gain and profit.
Hey.
Oh, listen, we can bust their ass for this too. Gain and profit. See, this just hit me. It's based on income. So they can't go and take from your labor because that's not a gain or profit, is it? For those of you that was in ultimate consumer class, it's not a gain or profit. So they're not even supposed to be taking money for you from that, which is fraudulent. All right, and custody arrangement. So enforcement, state, and when you hear custodian, custodians are who? That means you're responsible for all financial situations, transactions, etc. for this particular entity, which is your child's individual person. Do everybody understand that?
We on point.
Yeah.
Obligor.
Enforcements. State uses tools like wage garnishment, tax refund intercepts, and license suspensions to collect payments. The way you stop all of this shit is trust. Because the money's already counted for. If his money is already counted for, you can't take something from a trust, no way. Because the money's already counted for it, for future references, etc. Right? Think about it. All right. So now the Child Support Enforcement Agency often acts as the administrative arm. Boom. So now they're using administrative judicial procedures instead by a foreign entity who is not the court. Got that?
Got it.
Federal incentives here. State receive federal reimbursements for operational costs up to 66%. And incentive payments based on collections. Man, listen, they get paid to collect. Oh, shit. This is crazy, huh?
Sound like a conflict of interest.
Oh,
That's
say
why
it
we grow.
again. Sound like a what? A conflict of
Like
interest.
conflict. Hey.
And that's what we aiming at. So understanding the legal principles governing Title 4D helps you identify constitutional and jurisdictional challenges, such as the Clearfield Trust Doctrine, right? And it says the Clearfield Trust Company versus the United States established that when the government engages in commercial activities, such as Title 4D, it loses sovereign immunity and must operate like a private entity. So now, since it has to move to the private entity, we got to say what? Validation. We need the validate of the debt and authority. See? Now they move to this situation, start involving money and getting paid, etc. There has to be a commercial agreement with all parties involved. Do everybody hear me?
Loud and clear. I
Yep.
put that in my motion too.
Has to be considerations. Title 4D creates a financial relationship between states and federal government, making child support enforcement a commercial activity. Due process. So under the 5th and 14th Amendment, the government must provide fair procedures before the private individual's life liberty, or property. We can also say the Fourth Amendment because they cannot seize or garnish anything from your property, which is your bank accounts, etc., your money, without going through what? Due process of law, meaning you have to go through a jury trial in order for any of your property to be seized. Got that?
So that's just a due
Got it.
process of law, because they took $89,000 out my bank account.
I mean, they took a lot from everybody, but what I'm trying to tell you is that was your private property and it was not seized properly. They did not take you through a judiciary court, meaning a jury trial. They didn't do it. See what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
And
Yes,
then not
sir.
only that, they did it to where it benefits them. So they can't be the adjudicator and benefit from any forms of fine, fees, collections, etc. They can't do that either. So now you got to understand you weren't even in the court. You got a whole ran down administrative process ran on you as if you was in some form of contract with them.
Robbery.
Simple. Right? Now, due process, as we said, court must ensure impartial hearings when enforcing child support. Again, impartial hearings. They don't do that. Holmberg versus Holmberg, 1999, administration enforcement of child support violated separation of powers by infringing on judicial authority. Challenge administration overreach in Title 4D process, because it does. Conflict of interests all day. Okay, Blessing versus Freestone. Title 4D does not create a federal right enforceable by individual. It guides state agencies. So state agency must comply with federal rules, but their overreach can be challenged. They have to. They have to. So defending your rights under Title 4D involves challenging jurisdiction, transparency, and the constitutionality of enforcement mechanisms. So under the child support jurisdiction, question we got to ask is, does the court have authority over your natural person? In other words, is unless there's an injured party or unless you've done something to injure or cause harm in any shape, form, or fashion, and under some form of civil or criminal case here, and saying that you cause harm to some form of property or individual, etc., right? And then since this involves property, see what I'm saying? Since this involves your bank account, etc., since this involves them taking money from you, they have to show contractual agreement. They have to take you through due process. They have to take you through a jury trial. Do everybody understand that? So when you start to challenge this, then there is no authority over the natural person because there is no harm or damages or contracts that gives them the authority since they want to operate in a commercial realm. Got it?
Got it.
Does that include like a divorce decree?
I'm going to get there in a minute.
All right.
Demand proof. So a valid contract showing voluntary consent to Title 4D obligations. Proper delegation of authority from the state to the enforcement agency or court. So assert due process violation. So we can highlight the conflicts of interest due to financial incentives all day long. Many people has beat child support, bro. You're like it's not even a surprise to do this anymore. We're just trying to help those out that needs to get to this point because it's all about you understanding due process. All about you understanding due process, right? Which is the law, right? And
absolutely.
Always. So invoke the Clearfield Doctrine, argue that the court or agency acts in commercial capacity under Title 4D and must adhere to commercial law principles. Request financial disclosure to expose conflict of interest. Also, if you have been paying, then you should be reporting taxation. So there should be either on a 1099 miscellaneous. And also, since you know they haven't given you anything, you need a 3949A2 to report the income, for them not reporting the income. And demand that the court disclose whether its actions create taxable events, further demonstrating its commercial role. And that literally means every individual in there that gets paid from this has to report the tax from the prosecutor, right, to everybody that's involved. So who's all involved? Let's look at all who's involved. Now, this is in Ohio, But this is how Title 4D works, and this is the best way to show you guys. So when it says a government entity includes the following entities in the same county as the child support enforcement agency. Bro, look who all involved. It says the court. So the court is in the contract. They're getting paid. So that involves the judge automatically, a prosecutor or other law enforcement official, either or, a sheriff. The sheriff get paid for going to come and get you and all of this other stuff. A clerk of court, also. A recorder's office, also. A treasurer's office, also, or any other or governmental agency or official. Every last one of them can sometime or at point do some form of obligation related to child support and get paid. That's a fact. So, Title 4D contract means a mutually, look at it what it says, a mutually binding legal relationship obligating a private or governmental entity to provide Title 4D services in a Title 4D case or perform other administrative duties of the child support enforcement agency that pertain to Title 4D case in return for what? Payment. Got they ass. It's over. Conflict of interest. All right. A Title 4D contract is executed through the JFS 07018 Title 4D contract. It's effective on this day. So what they just told you is they get paid. They got it's a conflict of interest. You cannot sit on the bench. You cannot operate in any form of case. If that's the case, and I know you're going to get paid, then that means you're going to make sure all of these cases run into your pockets. Right or wrong?
Right.
Big facts.
For the benefit of yourself, not necessarily the mother.
Right. It's supposed to be for the benefit of the child, but it's not. They do this in the benefit of the state. They already just told you that. It's between the federal government funds the state. They're not funding for the child. They're funding for the state to handle their obligations. So any funds that's created throughout this whole entire case was literally we think it's supposed to benefit the child and all, but the truth is it don't. It benefits the state. Right?
Right. A lot of the mothers say that they don't even really be getting payments.
Well, look.
Yeah.
Go back. That's why we said this. Up to 66%.
Plus 6
and incentive payments on collection. So the state receives federal reimbursements for operational costs up to 66% and incentive payments based on collections.
And they probably sign off on that too when they go down there on child support.
Well, look,
that's
see,
probably
all y'all got to. That's why I said the first thing to y'all. I said, what do you hear when I said this? You hear money. So be people. Think like people. Stop thinking that everybody that's in these seats are good people. They're fucking not. They hear money. They kids at home starving. This, that. They don't feel like they're getting paid enough for doing what they do, etc. Like we hear this story all the time. It's just a thing. So what do? People are going to find a way that's going to benefit them, and this does all day long. Full benefits. So it's easy for them to sit up there and make sure something that goes through. I got a lot more to go, y'all. So just hold on. I got y'all. All right, so now, if we file a taxation on it, that's going to get them in trouble because now it's got to be audited for everybody that's paying taxes. All right? So Clearfield Trust Doctrine applies. This doctrine asserts that Title 4D enforcement involves commercial activities, which means they don't longer have any sovereign immunities. They are moving by a private contract, right? All right? This case demands due process protection during enforcement actions. And Holmberg versus Holmberg used this proceeding to argue the administrative child support enforcement violates separation of powers. And it does. So, and then Blessings versus Freestone. The enforcement must operate within strict boundaries to avoid overreach. And does it. So, the best thing to do is file a motion to dismiss, request financial disclosure, and report taxable events if you have already paid any. And challenge the administrative authorities. Right? That's exactly what you do. So what does that look like? All right. What does that look like? And again, it's all about what you make this. It's all about what you make this, right? And that's the main thing. Okay? So now, look. When it comes to this, if you hear everything I said, I keep asking, I had to ask this question again. So for everybody to understand the impartiality in the justice system, you got to understand this. Would you let the same individual who caused harm to you to investigate the situation and also adjudicate the situation with no jury?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
Hell
Hell
no.
no.
Hold on. And they pick their own jury.
Hell no.
Hell no.
Let's go to my church.
You see what I'm saying? Like, that's the difference here. So when they are making money from this, they entered into a contract and they make money completely from these particular processes, right? And then they get to sit in there and tell you, you got to remember, contempt of court means you didn't want to pay. So now they get to send you to jail and collect that way, and you still owe. Y'all hear what I'm saying?
Loud and
Yes,
clear.
sir.
So, motion to protect rights and challenge court's jurisdiction under Title 4D. You are the natural person, not a legal fiction and appropriate persona without waiving any rights, remedies, or defenses expressly. All right, reserve all rights under, we can say, the Uniform Commercial Code 1-308, and respectfully moves this honorable court to protect, defend the constitutional rights, demonstrate jurisdiction, disclose financial interests tied to Title 4D, and dismiss improper enforcement under Clearfield Trust Doctrine, address commercial and tax implications of the Title 4D activities. And this right here is going to hit them. Disclose financial interests. As soon as they read this, they're going to be like, dismiss this case.
Right.
Now. Right now. Because we're letting you know we know you have an interest. So any other relief deemed just and proper by the court in support of this motion, defendant states as follows. So the plaintiff seeks to enforce a child support obligation to defendant under Title 4D of Social Security Act, and the defendant asserts that the court, through its involvement with Title 4D programs, funding incentives, is engaging in actions that compromise its impartiality in violation of constitutional protections. Boom. Got him. See what I'm saying?
Got him.
So what?
Dang.
The defendant, say your natural self, created by God, endowed with inalienable rights, and separate from any legal, fiction, or commercial entity. Meaning you're stating your rights come first. So that's why we're expressing that conflict of interest here. So, under the 5th and 14th, the defendant's due process rights are violated when the courts acts in revenue generating capacity through Title 4D, funding incentives creating a potential conflict of interest, and the defendant is not afforded a fair, impartial tribunal as required by Matthews versus Eldridge, 1976 as well. Right? So you can put the whole income thing about here, what I told you guys earlier. If they taking money away from you as well, so they, in order for them to take property from you, you would need to go through the proper court, which means that trial by jury. Otherwise, they can't take property. Constitution says that, regardless. Right? So, when the court engages in commercial activities, such as enforcing Title 4D obligations tied to financial incentives, it forfeits, sovereign immunity and must operate under the same rule as a private party. Right? So the involvement of a non-judicial administrative process, such as the child support enforcement agencies and judicial proceedings, violate the doctrine of separation of powers. In Holmberg versus Holmberg, the Minnesota Supreme Court found that administrative child support process violated the separation of powers by infringing on judicial functions. Just like we just said, it's conflict of interest. You can't be in here making money. You profiting off me? You know what I mean? Judge, you making a profit on this case?
Got equity.
You know? So the defendant challenges the court jurisdiction over the natural person. The court must demonstrate jurisdiction by showing proof of consent or contractual obligation, authority to enforce obligations under Title 4D without impartiality. We need to see that. Commercial fraud, taxable events. Title 4D creates a commercial relationship between the federal government, the Child Support Enforcement Agency, and all participating entities, including courts, judges, clerks, sheriffs, who receive federal incentives based on collections, as this constitutes a private commercial activity. All participants receiving compensation under Title 4D are required to report such income to the IRS. The failure to disclose commercial nature of these proceedings or financial benefits received constitutes fraud and violates the defendant's rights. Garnishment, fines, and fees imposed under Title 4D are taxable events, and the lack of transparency further underscores the commercial rather than the sovereign nature of the enforcement process. Now, when we get here, you can just say all of this is taking of private property without due process of law. There was never a jury trial. So you can add that in there. Got it?
Got it.
So now
Got it.
we want them to demonstrate jurisdiction, disclose financial interests, protect the constitutional rights. We want them to dismiss improper claims and demand financial transparency and declare actions void. Provide any other additional release that we want, certificate of service. We out of there.
You said this bigger than Nino Brown.
Yeah, automatically. So now what we have here, let me see if this is the one. Okay. Now what we have here is the IRS. So now it should be a 1099 miscellaneous involved. So put your name as the parent. They're the recipient in this situation. All money, any money that has been taken from your accounts, etc., report every bit of it. All of it. Along with the 3949A. Report it. And if you're smart enough, you can report it in other different ways, such as in your trust, coming from your trust as if the trust paid for it, and it becomes a form of deduction, etc. And, well, if you play it right, you will be refunded. And that's a fact, too. Because you can deduct. Deductions.
Now, can they turn around and get the mother for this?
How they gonna get the mother for doing something? She didn't do a thing. Did we
She
say
she signed the agreement with them though,
no,
right?
Listen, you gotta listen. What show me anywhere in the Title 4D situation where it says the mother was going to be paid any forms of incentives, etc.
Right.
She's just doing her job as a custodian.
Right. It didn't say nothing about
And
the
her
mother.
job as the custodian is to collect all financial all financial currency, et cetera, for the actual entity, which is, the child's entity or the father, whoever does it. But both are custodians, but they're the primary. So the primary is like the primary account holder. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So the same thing. So just make sure you do that. All right. And make sure you put it in other income. Enter the total amount from funds garnished or seized from you that were forwarded to the court, agency, or officer under the Title 4D. And then any federal income tax withheld, if there's any, place it also as well. All right? Got your
And so all them
1096.
refunds they took, right?
And then make sure that you send them back out. Y'all just hold on. I got y'all. I'm gonna open up for questions in just a second. So then you just make sure that you submit the form, do your 3949A because you haven't received, they supposed to give you this in the first place. So since they didn't, this is what happens. Okay? So now you get to select unreported income, false exemptions, or deductions if the agency or officer are not reporting their Title 4D revenue. So description of violation, the Child Support Agency, along with participating officers, receives federal funding and garnished wages under Title 4D of the Social Security Act. These funds are income generated through private contracts and commercial activity. However, there is no evidence that this income has been reported as required by the Internal Revenue Code. You ain't got nothing. I ain't never received a damn 1099 or nothing from paying child support. And then they getting paid off of it. Yeah, let's talk about that. All right, so dollar amount involved. So let's see, whatever that is, just make sure you put that in there, how much they take. You can specify for whatever the year that is too, and how you became aware of the violations. I am the individual whose wages were garnished under Title 4D. Upon review of federal tax laws and Clearfield Doctrine, it is evident that the agency and officers are acting in commerce and must report these taxable events. All right, that's it. Submit it. Be done with it. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do, family. Submit it and be done with it. And you got them. But the main thing to learn from this is your rights, understanding what's happening. I really want you to think about it. It literally says in Amendment 4 that no property can be taken from you, right? It cannot be seized, okay, without due process. Due process is a jury trial, okay? Trial by jury, whatever you want to say, but that's what it is. They have to, because if they don't do this, and the impartiality of justice comes from what? Having the people being able to say who's, you see what I'm saying? The power of the people is the fact that it's the jury. We get to make the decision. If we don't get that power, then that takes away from us. And literally, I don't care what it is, it should be in every single form of court, because everything has to do with taking some form of private property, whether it's fees, et cetera, whatever, it doesn't matter. A fee requires your money, which is your private property. So it should not be a situation to where any of this don't go through some form of jury trial. Even though they tried to make this quicker for themselves, it still end up violating the Constitution. Just because something is considered convenient, don't make it right. Fast food is convenient, but you will die quick. We all gonna see that way, but you will die quicker. That's all you eat. Y'all see what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
I can see clearly now.
Think about all of the nutrients and everything you waving, et cetera, by going quickly to a fast food than actually doing what you know you're supposed to do. So that's the same as waiving your rights and going to these courts and dealing with these situations and letting it be. You waived everything instead of asserting and protecting. Y'all feel what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
I mean, we got them in the headlock. We know they get paid. We just proved they get paid, right?
You know that.
So everybody in here should know, no judge, literally, not even a prosecutor. Nobody can be on the case that has an interest in the case. A lawyer can't even work on the case if they have an interest in the case, meaning family members cut whatever. Like, it's certain shit they can't do. Meaning that one, they can't be in the same house. One can't be representing the actual the plaintiff, and the other one can't be representing the defendant. They're not gonna let that happen. It's the same. It's in the same house. Both houses got an interest, so they can literally plan on which way to lose based on which way gonna get them the most money. It gives them an interest, right? Doesn't matter if you're that type of people or not. It's just the thing. We know the highs and lows of people. People will go that low. Right?
Right.
Absolutely.
See, now if you understand due process of law, it's based upon the understanding of how fucking evil people are. It's based on understanding self, man. Looking at us in the mirror and knowing you can be a thief today if you want to. Doesn't mean you have to act on it, but you have the capability of walking outside and going to be a thief today. You got the capability of walking outside and being a murderer. You got the capability. It's in you to do. Doesn't mean you have to act on it, but you definitely got the capability. We all do. So once you start reflecting to that, looking at then you need to look at man and understand, okay, we have to place it to where the judgment is in the people's hand. Because if we don't do that, then what happens when this situation turns into something different to where now they're like this? They know the more child support cases they run, the more money they're going to get paid. You think, do y'all understand what I'm saying?
Yes, totally.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
I mean, we can take it. We can bet on it. We know what I'm saying. We can like be naive with a situation, and we can give them the benefit of the doubt that man is gonna do right. No, because that's the point of having law. We know we ain't shit. Real talk. We know people ain't shit. Even to the best person, we can find somewhere where that individual ain't shit.
Facts.
I'm being for real.
That's true.
Because I'm pretty sure some people will look at me about certain things like, man, he ain't shit. And hell, you know what? I might not be if it's according to your rules. But I'm just being real, though. You have to look at it. Somewheres down the line, each individual, we can look at you and say, I've got a question. But it's okay. Because that's where we all become the same. The fact that we're all different makes us all the same. That's a song. I forgot who sang it, but the fact that we're all different makes us all the same. And that's real. But I'm saying that because that is why law exists. Because there were lawbreakers. We know they were going to do this. It was already said. They was already telling you in Independence, like, hey, man, it's a group of people here that's ready to take over this shit right now. We're dealing with them right now. And we get to see them because we're there. Right? Which is why it confuses me when people holler about the situations. Like, you know, I ain't never seen this many people clock what a president is doing on his first 100 days, first few days. Never seen it. Everybody's watching. Everybody's all of a sudden got a scholar in politics and know what's what. But see, here's the thing about life. There is no possible way that an individual can sit in a seat and make it fit for everybody. And the reason why is because the different level of education, or I don't even want to say education. I'm going to say information that has been given to certain groups of people. It's a different level of information. See, you wouldn't even know that if something changed in your benefit, that is benefiting you because you don't have that information to understand how to work in it. So therefore, it looked like it's going to hurt you because remember, I always say what you don't know, it can hurt you and it will hurt you. So now the fact that you don't know how this operates, you got to pay a higher percentage on this. You got to pay tax. We've been paying taxes all this time, but there's never been any tax on the ultimate consumer. Not one. Every tax is built for all businesses and corporations. Every single last one of them. Now, if they up the price and push the tax on you, that's a different story. But you're still not supposed to pay that particular tax even after the tax, right? So everything is being taxed. Even your labor is your own personal property. And they tried to turn that into a form of corporation. And now they're saying that you're running as a self-employed, as if you're the employer yourself and you employed yourself. I want you to listen, though. That goes back to what the individual was saying earlier. So now you employed yourself. So as an employer, there is a form of taxation here. Are y'all hearing what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yes,
We
sir.
heard it.
Yep.
You got driver's license right now. You a self-employed driver. And then when you're hired, you're employed by the company to drive. Remember, in business, the number one rule is communication. So there has to be some form of default which means base the foundation of business that they have to assume, because otherwise it leaves them with nothing. Y'all get what I'm saying? So at best, unless you state otherwise, everybody, if you don't got a job, you're self-employed. And now that place you in the place of commerce, and that means that you're profiting and gaining. So now it's saying that this particular corporation is using energy, resource, all right, which is your body and the energy that's coming from it to make a gain. See how that works? I don't think y'all heard that.
Loud and clear.
See, it's saying that it's a gain because it's using the energy coming from the body to make a profit. So it's saying that the corporation, the energy don't belong to the corporation. It belongs to something else. And they got it from it, and it's all profit. That's how they try to treat you, but you have to correct that. And that's why you have to establish who you are in these type of situations, etc. Like even the other day, I just sit up and I thought about it, like when it comes to driver's license, etc. Right? And it says that basically, if you're in a state for 90 days or you're going to reside there, you have to have the particular license coming from the state. And I said, well, what if the trust is what has the address, not you? And yeah, what if everybody's only put the trust on registration, nothing else? Just trust everything. Trust on the house, trust in the apartment, trust in whatever leases, trust. Now that means that you don't have a residential place. Trust does, but you don't. And now that makes us all sojourners. We're just traveling. Now, according to the law, I got 90 days. Cool. So on the 89th day, I'll just travel to the next side, to the border, to the line, or whatever state, go on over, stay there a day, come back.
More than one way to skin a cat.
Like, I'm serious. Like, I literally thought about this last night while we was talking in our MNRP meeting, and I was just like, that's all we got to do. Like, we don't have to register nothing. We don't got to do a damn thing. You don't got to register your cars or nothing. You got 90 days. All you got to do is say, I'm traveling. Where do you live? I don't live anywhere, man. I use trust property. I'm just using trust property, man. I don't own a house. I don't reside anywhere. I just travel all through the earth. That's all I'm doing. Y'all see what I'm saying? Like when they say proof of resident, I don't got none. That's the reason why they hate passports, because when you get a passport, ain't no damn addresses on them. They like, where do you live? In my body, on this, and I'm on this soil thing called Earth. It's where we all living at, right? You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, like, you got to remember, right? It's really for you to understand how this works. And all of this is about the right question. See, what I've learned is this, right? It's so much just going on and so many people trying to prove they SPC process is the best, etc. But a person can't even file a motion to understand what the hell is going on. When really, that's why I say sometimes that's all it takes. We don't got to go deep in the bag. On this situation, we don't. Remember, I told you, all we got to find is one violation of due process of law, which is going to be their conflict of interest of getting paid.
Bingo.
So that's my point. And then we got that thing that's with us that we call the great force of nature. Mm-hmm. We chose to use the word God to explain it, which still don't explain it enough. Unless you know, God just means authority. So, you know, it's to the point now where we just have to look and start adapting to what is what's going on, what's happening. Because every situation ain't completely gonna be like the same in some way. I mean, of course, these child support cases, I mean, it is the same, but we have to understand that. And now you also got to understand having family law, trust law, all different kind of stuff that's been established. So, you know, you need to truly understand that and how this can help you in many different ways as well. But it's always a taxable event. This is a tax event right here. So that's gonna get them in trouble along with again the conflict of interest due process. They the one took the oath. If you want to go get the oath of offices, etc., and put them on, that's what you can do. That's all you can do. And from that point on, let God handle the rest because it's going to be handled in that manner. I promise you. And watch God use all kind of people for you to receive the justice that you need. Like I say, the right judge, the right clerk, the right whoever hands it's supposed to be in, it's going to go in their hands. Yep. And it's like, you know,
I know that's real.
So make sure that we do what we supposed to do. And that's be assertive of our right. And know that. But again, you gotta know where you stand at, fellas. And I really started feeling like this. Like, I don't think there's one individual who's gonna go in a direction to learn this and not be a responsible father. Because a person who's not responsible, they're not gonna care to learn. Now they might go try to, hey man, I need your help. Shit like that. Which happens a lot. But I'm just saying, like, far as somebody that's gonna be a responsible individual, like that's a responsible father, like they'll go out their way and they'll study this. They'll study law. They'll learn their rights to make sure and ensure everything that happens. And I think, you know, I love the way God has set this up, man. It separates the real from the fake. It separates from those who will and who won't. All the time. Hard work always separates people, yo. Dedication, consistency, that separates people every single time. And when you realize that, you in the bag. When you realize that. And that's why, like, you ain't got to be the best individual in here right now as far as like on your information and stuff, but work hard. Don't let nobody outwork you. Get up. It's yours. This your life. And I'm gonna say this. For anybody that's complaining, it's your fault. We don't got time to argue, worry about any of this. Everybody should wake up every day, and if you haven't established family law, you need to be establishing that. You need to run your family like a government. If you're not doing that, then you're missing out on what's going on. So if you're gonna run your family like a government, that means your family need to have its own bank, its own private banking, etc. Just like a government does. You need to be in the same full formation, operating everything the same exact way. With whatever your faith alignment and things are. When you do it that way, then you're going to see the full difference in everything. You're going to understand taxation, and you're going to understand, well, no taxation without representation. Simple. When you operating in trust, you definitely going to understand that. So this is all power to the people, which is where God has given his power to. So never forget that part. Hope you guys learned something on this today, for sure. So because the main thing about this was your rights as well, as more as just us talking about child support, understanding the situations that you are in and how to adapt to them. Like I'm still hoping that I don't have to go. I'm hoping they send me a letter saying, "Hey, both case dismissed." Because if I gotta go to court, bro, they not gonna like it because I know I already won. Just like for any of you guys, they go to like these people are so used to doing what they're doing, and if you're on the right side, then God gonna keep doing what He doing. But you need to do what God told you to do and study and show thyself approved. So when the time comes, there's no fear because you're already prepared. You already see what's going on. You already know God's in the midst because you understand what's going on. And most people only panic and get scared because they have no knowledge of what's going on. So you act in fear. But since you know, and that's like I know I walked in and they dismissed the probable cause and then tried to enforce something that happened based upon the probable cause. You can't do that. It's called the fruit of the poisonous tree. The probable cause gone, the whole case gone. The judge dismissed the probable cause. Now, remind you, I just watched him go up there and do the same thing with every little individual, dismiss this, keep this, whatever the case may be. Regular routine for him. Till he gets to little old me, the last one, and says, all right, I'm going to dismiss these two and I'm going to leave this one for you. What is it that you want to do? And I said, well, we can take this to trial based upon violation of due process of law. He looks at me. Well, you know you can go, nope, I don't. Due process of law. And you got to understand, someone, especially people, every individual that goes to court do not speak in this terminology. So if you've been sitting there all day long and it's been, what do they tell them what you want to do? Well, do you want to plead guilty to this? Yeah, I'm going to do that. Do you want to do this? And then you get up there and somebody talking about due process of law. If y'all could have showed y'all the look he gave me, it was like, oh, who are you? Like, it's now I'm going to look at you. Because everybody else, his head been down, asking questions. He kind of glanced, but he looked at me directly, face to face. All because I said due process. So I slapped my motion in already. Supposed to go to court on the 11th. But if they're smart, why would you bring me in there to waste money? Something's telling me they better send it because if I gotta go to this court, the fees are adding up, and I'm going to win. And I'm telling y'all, especially since it's about time for my baby girl to be here. So anything disrupting that is game on. It's game on. We not moving. And I'm saying that because, well, if they try, it's simple. I already told you guys, like, if I get there, I'm going to put the officer on the witness stand. And the only thing I'm going to ask him is, first and foremost, is, are you on the Constitution? Basically. Did you take an oath to protect the Constitution of the state of Alabama and the Constitution of the United States of America? And he's going to say yes. All righty then. Well, did you exercise due process? Did you have? It's the first thing. And it's just so simple. I can take it that route and ask the officer, did he have a warrant to seize property? Otherwise, it's considered a bill of attainder. You seize form of property without me having any form of hearing, etc. That's a bill of attainder. States can't do that. Article 1, Section 10. Simple. Simple. Very simple. Now, or I don't even got to talk about that. I can say, if they ask me, what are they going to try today? I'm going to say the case needs to be dismissed for lack of prosecution. There's no probable cause here, as the probable cause was already dismissed. I can walk out the door then. So either way, guys, which way? I can literally make fun of this and have us in court for hours, or I can just walk in and say, motion for the case to be dismissed for lack of cause of action. There is no probable cause, as the case was dismissed already. See what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
They ain't gonna want you in that courtroom educating people like that.
That's why I say it's best they send me a freaking letter. Send me a letter. Get this over with. Right? If you send me a letter, it's gonna make it light on you. I would rather they make it light on themselves, right? Send me a letter, make it light on yourself. And that's all we gotta do. I'll even just show y'all just how critical it was. See, look. It's very critical what I hit them with. And it's just the first beginning. This is what I'm saying right here. Look. All right. It says, defendant, myself, respectfully moves this honorable court to dismiss the remaining charge of failure to register. All right. The traffic stop in this case was initially solely based on alleged failure to yield right-of-way, which has since been dismissed by this court, as the dismissed charge was the sole probable cause for the stop. So y'all got to understand due process. If the probable cause gone, that means there is no cause of action to grant relief. Do everybody understand that? Lack of prosecution. Do you understand that?
You understand?
Got it.
Right.
Oh, yeah. Understand.
So now, the stop itself was unlawful. Any evidence obtained as a result, including the alleged failure to register, is inadmissible under the exclusionary rule. Furthermore, the towing and the seizure. So now he just proved the point that now the towing was wrong. See how God worked, man? I keep telling y'all, we work with a different force of nature that you guys don't understand. It's a whole different force of nature with us. See, God even ensured that I'm going to make sure they still pay you for taking your shit. Remember when I told y'all that the other day, the table is prepared in the presence of the enemy? That means the enemy's at the table. Look, they sitting at the table. You see what I'm saying? So you got to realize the probable cause is gone, then that means there was no reason to tow. So now that means that what? That means even now, the towing company acted on an unlawful cause as well. They ain't going to get protected no damn way. And I can't understand why the hell the police department don't have their own tow trucks, since they don't want to tow shit all the time. But anyway, so now as you can see, it's registered to a trust governed by a tribal religious desert government known as MNRP, violated the defendant's constitutional and natural rights under both 4th and 14th Amendments. In support of this motion, the defendant states as follows. Now, some of y'all gonna be ignorant as shit, but I'm just saying that. It's no offense to you, but let me help clear this up for you. Because somebody gonna be like, well, how you gonna use the Constitution, et cetera, and you say you in a separate government? What does the 14th Amendment say? What the 14th Amendment say?
All citizens protect.
All persons.
Persons, my bad.
So that means anybody that's in any situation that's considered a living person or whatever, that's on the face of this freaking earth, that's in the territory and something happens, you still have the same rights to the what?
Constitution.
No matter what. So that means now, even if they don't want to respect our authority, then even under their authority, we're still protected according to our rights. Do y'all understand that part?
Yes, sir.
Because what? You finna find out. The defendants will stop by Medford on basis on alleged failure to yield right away, which served as the sole probable cause for traffic stop. The court has dismissed the failure to yield charge due to procedural deficiencies. During the stop, the officer alleged the defendant's vehicle was not registered to the state's Alabama, resulting in remaining charge of failure to register. The defendant's vehicle is private property registered to a trust governed by MNRP, a tribal religious district government. The defendant's vehicle was subsequently towed and impounded as a direct result of the stop. Dismissal of probable cause charge invalidates the stop. The traffic stop was initiated solely based on what? The alleged failure to yield right away. This charge has been dismissed by the court. The dismissal of the failure to yield charge invalidates the probable cause that justified the stop. Without probable cause, the stop was unlawful from the outset. And any subsequent findings, including the alleged failure to register, are inadmissible and under the exclusionary rule. So it's over with. Kick it out. Due process demands that no evidence derived from an unlawful stop be used against the defendant. As articulated, Brown versus Illinois, evidence obtained following an unconstitutional act, even if discovered later, is considered fruit of the poisonous tree and must be excluded. Furthermore, in Rodriguez versus United States, the Supreme Court held that the extension of a traffic stop beyond its original purpose without new probable cause constituted a Fourth Amendment violation. Here, the alleged failure to register arose directly from a stop without legal justification and cannot stand. It's over with. Now, let me help you understand this. The 14th Amendment guarantees that no state shall deprive any person of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, nor deny to any person within its jurisdiction the equal protection of the laws. So now I said, regardless of whether the autonomy of MNRP is recognized, the defendant is an individual and is entitled to these constitutional protections. See how that works?
Got him.
Do y'all see how that works?
Hell yeah. Have it.
So now that still gives me all the rights to exercise the Constitution, correct?
Yep. Never
You
wait.
asserted your rights. You asserted your right.
Asserted my rights. See what I'm saying? So now the towing and impoundment of the defendant's vehicle violated due process of law clause by depriving him of his property without lawful justification, prior notice, or an opportunity to be heard, which this creates a bill of attainder. The application of Alabama vehicle, because they took your property without jury trial. Remember, that creates bill of attainder. You cannot take property, etc. So the application of the vehicle registration law must comply with equal protection clause, requiring adherence to such laws while failing to recognize the defendant's right as a property owner under a distinct governance system violates these principles. The court must ensure the defendant's fundamental rights to liberty and property are protected, consistent with constitutional guarantees of the 14th Amendment, which is part of due process of law. So again, the towing of the impoundment of the vehicle constitutes an unlawful seizure of the property under the 4th Amendment. And we know the vehicle in question is registered to the trust governed by MNRP, tribal government. As such, it operates under lawful and recognized principle of self-governance and is not subject to the jurisdiction of the state Alabama vehicle registration law. So the towing and impoundment further violated the defendant's right under the 5th and 14th Amendments as deprivation of property was carried out without due process of law. Because the towing and impoundment resulted directly from the invalid stop, any justification for seizure is rendered moot under the fruit of the poisonous tree. So it's over with. It's over with.
They violated so many laws.
You say what now?
They violated so many different laws.
Yeah. It's over with. So now the relief, dismiss the remaining charge, declare the towing and impoundment unlawful, order restitution, grant further relief, boom, sign, taken care of. One thing they can't do is answer any of this. Also, I got another motion where I talk about the impartiality of justice, etc., where I'm saying that they are benefiting from the fees because all municipals do. So, and I put that in there and I said, now I want you guys to bring the books to prove that it don't benefit you. See what I'm saying? I motion for that. I motion for them to prove how giving driver's license, etc., to people, it stops the like there's less damages, there's less car wrecks, there's less etc. It makes the road safe. It keeps people from driving drunk, etc. I need them to prove that too.
Safeguard, prove the safeguard.
Yeah, you got to prove it. You see what I'm saying? And they told my property from a private place, so private property. So now they have to make they in order for them to tow your car, it's because it is going to cause a safeguard and based upon the public highway. So if it's sitting on the road, they consider that to be dangerous. Well, it wasn't on the side of the road, so there was no reason to take it. So now they have to prove that. See, just by me knowing this stuff, and that's why I say all this other stuff that you guys talk about, it's easy to walk in there and understand this part. Because I also understand my rights is my private property, and my rights cannot be taken without due process.
So if they took your van from the property, that's not the same as due process?
I can't hear you, but I'm finna have y'all raise y'all hands right quick so we can get some questions in. Let's talk about it. But this is, again, me showing you and helping you understand due process and how to recognize the right and assert your right at the right time, regardless. So that's what this is about. All right, so let me see. Let me get some hands up, answer a few questions for y'all right quick. All right, Sovereign Maxwell, or any comments y'all want to make is fine too.
Bro, how you doing?
Pretty good.
Man, that's good. That's good. Man, I'm gonna tell you the truth, man. You did better than me, bro. Because I'm gonna be honest, I did not get out of my vehicle when they stopped me. When they asked me to exit my vehicle, I told them, I said, no. I said, look, I'm gonna tell you the truth. And I respect the class too. Everything you said is on point. I even said to myself, I'm gonna have to get tonight's broadcast because I really want to add some of what you said to my little thing that I got going on with Mississippi. But back to what I was saying. I told them, that my truck is an extension of my house. And if you came to my house and you were standing outside, would you expect me to come outside? And I know you're trying to harm me or whatever you got going on. And he looked at me real strange. And he was like, well, what do you mean? I said, sir, I don't have to get out of my truck, and I'm not going to get out of my truck. I said, simply because this is an extension of my house. I said, so by me being in my house, rolling my window down, I said, it's just like me being at my door and, you know what I'm saying, putting the chain on the door or being at the door with the security door up and not letting you in, just talking to you through the door. And he just stood back and he looked at me like, oh, well, how do you know all that? I was like, that's okay. I said, I just want you to understand, I don't have to get out of this vehicle. This is a private vehicle, just like I explained to him. And then I went on to tell him, I said, by it being a private vehicle means that it is registered to the trust. I am trust property. So therefore, you have no right to touch this vehicle or me. And we stayed on the road stayed on the side of the road for probably about an hour, 45 minutes to an hour. But at the end of all of that, they gave me that little piece of paper. I was laughing the whole time. I was going to tell them exactly what I was going to do with it, but I felt it best to keep that to myself. So they did make me pull over to the side of the road, however, get out of the vehicle. They told me I could just drive off from the spot because, I didn't have a Tennessee license. So, like I was telling them, I said, bro, we're in America. So I don't have to have a Tennessee license as long as I have an international license to travel. That's all I need. So anyway, they made me pull over to the side of the road. And after that, bro, like I said, in the last broadcast or the broadcast before, I got back in my truck. After about 5 or 10 minutes, pulled off. I saw him, but I went on back to my job, bro. So I'm just saying, you did better than me because I didn't even exit my vehicle. I'm not ever
And
exiting
it
my
just
vehicle.
depends on the situation, bro. Like, I ain't finna argue with these folks. And I understand. It become an ego thing for certain folks. The people I was around, bro, they were stroking strictly off ego. And I knew that. So I know, like, I ain't finna get his, you know what I'm saying, this motherfucker a chance to even think that, and I ain't got nothing in here with me, on me, whatever, like nothing. So I'm just here. So, like, that's why I'm, me personally, bro, I tell them off the rip, like, I'm not here. We can't argue anything on the side of the road. Like, everything is done in court. So whatever you're going to do it. You tell me you're gonna you tell me if I don't do something, you're gonna arrest me. Cool, bet. That's the first place I'm gonna put you in under make sure that you place me under a form of coercion and duress to where you threaten me. So now it's a form of false imprisonment off the rip. So I mean, I don't know. I just like, bro. And I feel you. I understand some people gonna do whatever, but at the end of the day, shit, I racked up a little bit more points than you. So that means I get to get a bigger number on the lawsuit than you. But I feel you though.
You're right. I feel you though. Matter of fact, from now I think I'm just gonna play your role. It's a little bit safe.
Oh yeah, man. I mean, but sometimes, man, you know, it's like that. It just depends, bro. Like the situation, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like now, if I got my family with me, but settle my kids, bro, you're not putting me out this motherfucker. You're not finna put us in the cold. And whatever y'all want to be about today, that's how far we finna take the shit. Cause you're not keeping my children in the cold. Not fucking happening. You see what I'm saying? Now, if it's just me, oh man, y'all do whatever y'all want to do. I'm cool with that. But cold as it is today, and so they talking about think about somebody talking about putting you on the side of the road, you telling you to, yeah, bro, that's not happening. You better find you something else to do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But, you know, like I say, it just depends on the actual situation, man. And then, you know, I always pray, bro, in the situation. I take a deep breath and just pray and just say, you know, God, you in control. And that's what I did at that point. I was like, God, you in control. And I just looked at him and said, do what you want to do. That was it.
You have to.
And I looked every last one of them in the eyes and I shook their hand. Every last one of them that was out there. Shook every last one of them hand. I went into the bar that we pulled up at, had us a drink, and then we called us a Uber or whatever. No, it was what? But we called that and went home. And I came on here, got on live with y'all, talked about it. So I had my stuff already ready, filed it, and laughed and got, you know, went and got my stuff the next 2 days or so. Went and got my truck, came back, and been chilling. Went to court. And I'm looking at God working because God made sure they made mistakes from the get-go. Everything being dismissed, fully worked in my favor. Now he makes the towing of the car, etc. All of that violations. Like, shoot, we up. You know what I'm saying? All I know is when he got that package, and I keep saying this, like, I know he felt crazy. I know he felt crazy to receive something. Like, you got to think about it. It ain't too many times an officer receives something personally, and I'm pretty sure it probably was sitting in his locker. They like, man, you got some mail. He opened it up and seen, like, damn, who is this dude that we pulled over? You know what I'm saying? And it's like, yeah, who is this dude that you pulled over, man? And then they probably read it, whatever. If he didn't, he didn't. But at the same time, they reading now, I bet you. Since they know they got to have a trial and they got them motions, because I watched them bring my folder up and they had all my stuff in it. Now, mind you, they didn't even read it, which I'm glad. The fact that he didn't read it made them dismiss them. I'm going to dismiss these. I'm going to dismiss this for you. And when he did that, it's fair game. It's my way now. And that's why I say God placed that individual there. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Like, and the reason why I say that, because they pulled 8 more people out of court to go to another judge to go see. Like, it was like 8 to 9 people they pulled out of there to go to the other judge to try to speed up because there was so many people in there. So you got to think about it. Why wasn't I called to go over there?
You know why?
I know. But I'm just saying, I'm just showing people how God worked. Like, that's the difference. They could have called me over there, and I was the last one. And they brought mine, and she brought mine from the back. The clerk brought mine from the back, sitting up that way. You ain't went yet? I said, you know I ain't went yet. You know what I'm saying? You know. They looked at it. She talking to them about the tickets, and then they started making fun about, you know, my street address and stuff like that. So, you know, it was a thing, and I just came out and I was like, yo, I just watched God in action in full time, like in real time. Like, I got to see it. You know, I know it's in my favor. Like, I couldn't even do nothing. And we drove the truck and parked at the police station. I mean, at the municipal court. Yeah, which is the same police station there. So, yeah, we parked in the front at that and went home. You feel me? So
Yes, sir.
that's
Supposed
how I
to.
feel, man. You know, God got me, man. That's how I feel, bro. But I appreciate you sharing that with me.
Most definitely, brother.
All right, Brian, what's up?
Okay, King, I got a question. Okay, peace and peace too. Um, they told my van. This was like 2 weeks ago from a spot, but I was filed my injunction today for due process. Is if the registration is still in the California because it still is in California registration, but I got it in my truck.
Okay, so what are you asking me though?
I'm asking you when I go to file my injunction, is it the same as basically your situation? Not that your exact same, but is it the
Yeah,
same
because
due
you
process?
got did they take your property without you going to court?
Absolutely.
That's violation of due process of law.
Okay. That
And
was my question.
to make it even more, just know like if they seize any form of property without this form of process of law, it's considered a bill of attainder. You never had a chance to defend your property or anything. It just got taken from you. You can't do that. You were afforded the right to defend and protect your property, not them take your property as if you wrong, and then you got to figure out how to get your property back. Because unless your property is part of a felony crime scene, then they ain't got no reason taking your shit.
Yeah, I'm the same one who they took the 89,000 out of my account for child support too. So that's why I'm trying to get all of these things done.
Well,
And
they all got a conflict of interest, so you can get that money back if you press forward with that.
Okay. Oh no, I'm pressing forward. I'm definitely pressing forward. I need that. I definitely pressing forward for everything. I'm pressing forward for everything because like I'm standing on business right now. Like that's not happening.
Absolutely. Keep going, brother.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate you.
All right. Yolanda, what's up?
Hey y'all, can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you loud and clear.
Okay, all right. I got a question, and this is pertaining to, I guess, due process. If a sheriff came to my house today about guardianship and conservatorship, and we have a court date on February 3rd, is that enough time for due process? Because I just felt like I was cheated out of time more than anything.
You need to go and look at the particular amount of time they are to allow for you to prepare or whatever for the court. But it's conservatorship and guardianship involving
Children as
okay.
well. It's one underage child right now. So my question is, and I'm okay if it was like March or something, but the fact that they showed up today, everything was filed in January, like January 16th, January 17th, but they showed up at my door today, which I'd already talked to that particular officer a while ago because I've been dealing with a lot of stuff. But my question is the timing of everything. How is that due process? Normally they'd be like,
I don't know. Some stuff usually out to 20, 30 days for any form of response, but you just have to go and check to make sure when it comes to because like I mean I have to then it depends on like the situation, etc., based upon the limitations, etc. So it's just what is it? What is the situation? They properly served you, so if the sheriff served you, so they did properly serve you. But however, it needs to be like if you're talking about the time based upon you having the time. And if you don't feel like it's enough time, then you can always do a continuous. Did you hear me? I think she left. All right, you're up.
Greetings and gratitudes. I actually wanted to make a comment regarding traveling when it comes to jurisdiction and being able to say that your ministry is extraterritorial jurisdiction, so you're always outside of their jurisdiction. not necessarily having to travel across their borders or what they consider as borders to be outside of their jurisdiction, dealing with religious property as a minister or as a missionary traveling to do the good works. So that's another tool that can be used when you're discussing your property being outside of their jurisdiction or ministry property being outside of their jurisdiction.
Right. Absolutely. Totally agree. All right. Did you understand what we said, Yolanda?
I didn't fully hear you, and I will talk to you personally about a lot of other stuff. But what I wanted to say was somehow my connection got cut off. But I've been dealing with a certain thing for a while. But I didn't hear anything that you all said because I got cut out. My question was about due process
Yeah.
and them showing up today and me going to court on my husband going to court on February 3rd about this conservatorship and guardianship more than anything. So I was looking at the timing of it and then think it was fair. That's all.
You can always ask for a continuance, like a motion to continuance for a setup for another day to allow yourself time to prepare.
Okay, cool. But what did y'all say? Because I didn't hear anything.
That's what I said.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, Family Vibes. What's up, brother?
Hey man, thank you for this class, man. This is very, very much needed. Uh, I I just want to say thank you again, and then I had some paperwork I had done a while back. Also, it was when we was talking about the 12 USC 411 redeeming lawful money.
Right.
I sent $1 money order to the Texas child support, where they tell you to send it to, and I said redeeming lawful money, and then I launched the some paperwork saying let me see where I got it. It's a accord and satisfaction, and yeah.
It's
So
over with.
it's a accord, yeah. So I was like, it's a I have lawful contributed $1 to settlement, and the U.S. Treasury is obligated to discharge the remaining of this debt as part of the public duty.
Yeah, it's over
And
with.
you hear me?
The fact that they accepted it and then they're doing it, that they are acting as they accepted it on behalf of the United States Treasury as well. But it also means that not any form of recorded satisfaction is a done dollar. And they accepted it up on those terms. So that's over with. So you can also enforce that as well.
Hey, family, what law is it?
I did it under the I did a postal money order, and it was under 12 USC 411 redeeming lawful money. It's basically you redeeming in lawful money, so it's accredited to you and it's discharged, you know what I'm saying? And then also, Eric, I put the public debt obligation under 31 USC 5118A2.
Right. Well, again,
So
you put the accord and satisfaction is what lock it all the way in anyway. By them, even no matter what they say, they accepted $1 as full accord and satisfaction as a full lawful payment for any and all debts. Is what they did. So that's done.
yeah.
And then the thing is, they would have to send that exact instrument back to you as well. So, and they're not gonna do that because they've already used it.
Okay. So how do I implement that into the new motion I'm gonna put in? Because I can put as many motions as I want to.
Just take it and show that it's already paid for in full and that they accepted it under the terms of accord and satisfaction.
Okay. So that's in court. That's not on the motion, right?
Yeah, you can put it on the motion. You can put it on the motion to dismiss based upon it's already paid in full. But and then on the simple fact of, again, because you got to realize they have to adhere to this because they are operating under the commercial realm. According to the Clearfield Trust Doctrine, now they have to operate as like a private entity due to this particular contract. So they have to accept the accord and satisfaction.
And I also put that in my motion I did what was it, Wednesday. Yeah, so I put that in there too, the Critterfield Doctrine, and let them know that they lost their sovereignty after they dealing with commercial, you know what I'm saying, and within the commercial realm. So this is all the stuff that I learned from you, and I'm like, man, I just been trying to do my due diligence and make sure everything that I'm putting in order is accordance to, you know, the rules and procedures of the state, and just
So
inserting my rights.
basically, you can just give them an ultimatum. Either you're gonna dismiss this based upon your conflict of interest, or you can consider this paid in full, so your ass don't get in trouble. Which one you want to do?
Man. And how can I put that, like the document that I got, like a copy of me sending it? I can put that in the motion, or
Yeah,
do I
you
launch it?
put you enter that in as evidence.
Internet. I got to
A
figure out how to
motion
do
to
that.
enter and a motion to enter evidence according to whatever rule of the state
Okay,
that you in, and there you go. Or
okay, I'm sure I'm gonna look that up.
or just do a motion to enter evidence. They understand the rules. You do got a right to
Okay,
enter that evidence, put that evidence in. But again, it's just a full ultimatum because now either you guys need to dismiss this case based upon your conflict of interest, which means now all of this time you have caused harm to me and damages. I'm suing the shit out of everybody.
yes, that part.
You see what I'm saying? Or
Yeah,
this $1. You see what I'm saying?
yeah,
You accepted at one accord and satisfaction. It's paid. We can walk away.
man.
So you leverage it how you want to.
You might be
Yeah,
able to
I'm
put
sure.
it in, he might be able to put it in as supporting documents too, because that's what they had me just do for my motion, so I didn't have to pay no extra money.
Yep, you can do that.
So just add it as supporting document.
Yep, for the last motion you did.
Say
Yes, you
less. Thank you.
can.
Thank you.
So with that being said, you got a way to go. But tonight, man, again, as much as people get so mad when we talk about this subject, well, it's the women getting their money. What about the dude that's been being cheated in his whole rights, and he been locked up, and because he got fired off his job and didn't have the ability to pay? What about this dude? And then some people
Exactly.
ready to report it, lock you up, and then so again, if y'all can't remember nothing else to keep you from getting locked up because you don't have the money to pay, just say I don't have the ability to pay. The court needs to prove willful intent that I am basically denying payment. So you're not denying, you just don't have the ability to pay. So then go look in your constitution where it says, the state constitution, where it says they cannot imprison a person for debt. Once you use that to your advantage, now they can't lock you up. You're going home. Okay?
Article 1, Section 13.
Isn't the driver's license and passport a part of imprisonment when they take that away?
If they take that away from you, they took away a right. You see what I'm saying? They don't have a right to use that to take away your right to travel. That's taking away your right to freedom of movement. And it's also causing harm to you because it could deal with the way you make money. So they cannot do anything that's going to cause harm to you. So let them know, hey, this causes harm to me. This is my way of making a living. And now you're taking that away from me. You see what I'm saying? You're seizing a right. And now in order for you to seize that, you got to take me to what?
Jury trial.
There you go. See, there you go. Now y'all got the due process. There you go.
Right, because that's taking property.
That's taking property. You see what I'm saying? There you go. They can't even use it to stop you from getting a passport either. Absolutely.
Yeah, they seized my right too. I had my CDL, but since I was behind on the arrears,
but they can't seize it because that's your ability to make money. So they took away your ability your ability, which is your right, all right, to choose to labor in order for you to do this, and then they cause harm by you, and then trying to tell you got to pay for something. Like That's wrong. And on top of they got a conflict of interest in this. So these people so low down to where they're gonna cause you harm, tell you can't go operating your job, which is the whole source of the situation is money, and then turn around and put you in jail for contempt of court as well. Boy. It's a terrible situation. Real talk.
The devil is a lie.
You feel me? So, if y'all had to rate today's class, what would you rate it?
Amelia.
Fire!
Fire.
Great.
Great, G.
Excellent.
Wait.
Off the chisane.
Can't put a price on it.
We're gonna win, man. Cause it's just understanding the law. And there's certain stuff they try to do in these little courts, and they can't do it because all of it involving seizing a right. And the only way to take away a right or any form of property, it has to go through the judicial process, due process. You see what I'm saying? And if you do that and pay attention to that and start reading these as charges, like read the charges. Even when we talked about forgery, forgery means the willful intent to defraud. So they have to prove that you willfully intended to defraud. Well, I told you how to stop that. Put void where prohibited by law on all of your documents. So now it's not your intent to defraud. They can't prove it because you said, hey, if it's void, we'll consider it void. I'm not here to harm you. Y'all see what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes.
So it's just what we have to say, what needs to be said and done. That's just like I told y'all. I read the law and I was like, okay, so if I get the trust to place itself on any form of addresses anywhere you live, then that means you as the individual, you don't reside anywhere. Then that also means that, well, you could issue a form of international license, et cetera, to yourself. You can do that, and you can just travel. And anytime, if you feel like somebody clocking you and watching you, 90 days. On the 89th day, travel to the border of the next state, stay a day, come back. You got 90 more days. But that's what the law say. It's how you read it. You see what I'm saying? And when you fully read it and understand the definitions of what's being said to you, it's like, oh, I got you. I know I got you. So make them uphold the law, man. But remember, I'm gonna say this and we out of here. Okay? Justice is only given to those who is willing to uphold the law. I'm gonna say it again. Justice is only given to those who is willing to uphold the law. Y'all have a great night. We out of here.
We love you, fam. Love you, E.
Thank you.
Peace.
Peace, love, and law.
Absolutely. Alrighty, people. I will see you guys later, man. Thank you for joining us tonight. In God We Trust Academy podcast. And tonight was Work Session Season 5. And we spoke about basically just protecting your rights, child support, and other things as well. But again, man, we will